Hi, this is Margaret from Margaret's Crafts. I wanted to share with you my knitting that I've done over the past couple of weeks. I actually got some stuff finished sooner, more sooner than later. I'm going to start off with some of my finished items, then I'll move to my whips, which you've seen. I'll just show you a little bit of the progress. And then I have a little stash, some from the Black Friday and uh, Cyber Monday and stuff that I had picked up. So to start off with, I've made another dishcloth or a washcloth. My husband uses them as washcloths. And this is made out of a Hobby Lobby yarn, and I'm using a US 8, and it's the basic knit dishcloth. But what I did was, since I had leftovers, which I still have a little bit of leftovers. It's a free pattern, and it tells you to take it to 53 stitches. I think I took it to 57 stitches to make it slightly bigger. So that's my washcloth. Now he can have it. The next thing that I have, if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my notes. I have just a basic cow. He wanted something to fit up closer to his neck and not be all down here. So I just made up a pattern of a small one, and it just fits him right here up underneath this coat. And it's really stretchy. So it doesn't fit tight like a turtleneck. It's a little loose, but it stops the air from coming in. And then right where his jacket zips up, it zips up right to there. So it's not a lot around his neck. And I made this out of Deborah Norville's Everyday Worsted in the navy. And I just did a little bit of ribbing at the bottom so it wouldn't curl up. And that's his cowl. It's just a made up pattern. So he can have that now. And then I made up a hat for myself out of the pattern that I made up, that the double ribbed, where you do the 5-inch ribbing, and then it's just knit stitches. And the yarn that I used is also Deborah Norville Everyday Worsted Heather in the gray heather. And then what I did was, because I went to my yarn shop and they didn't have any pom-poms. I didn't like their pom-poms. I don't know what they were. They weren't the nice furry ones. So I went to Michael's, and they had the keychains. And I just took it off of the keychain, and it had an elastic little thing that it had hooked for the keychain. And I put that on my hat. And I wanted it to take on and off. So I was going to put a button on it, but I wanted to see how it fit. And what I did was I just wrapped if you can see that, I wrapped the elastic loop that it had on there around a hair clip and clipped it up, and it holds the ball real good. So it comes down real nice over my ears. That's the one thing I have to have when it's cold. And there's the pom-pom. So, of course, they were on sale for 40% off. Let's see if I have the tag for it up here. I had it. Yeah, here it is. This was the tag. It's Bead Landing. They were in the jewelry department. Keychain. And they were 40% off. And then I went to Hobby Lobby, and they have some that aren't keychains, and they do have the elastic loop, but they just didn't have any black. So that's my hat. And then I made a matching cowl to go with it. And it's from the pattern is the Annika cowl. And I made this out of the Deborah Norville Everyday Worsted Heather in the gray heather. And that's my cowl. And I love it. It's so nice and thick. But what I did was it calls for bulky weight or super bulky. I'm not for sure. I just held my yarn double. And it fits around like that. And I did not make the tassels because it showed, I think, for the tassels to go all the way around the back, and I didn't want that. So my tassels just fit around the front like that. So it is so warm, and we've been having some cold days, so this has really worked, and it's so nice and thick and squishy. So those are my items that I had finished. And the items that I'm working on, and I decided that it seems like I'm working. I would keep my socks in the car to take off and go whenever we need something. But I was getting very, very, very little done on my socks. So I started bringing my socks in just this weekend. I did it. And I took, on Friday, I brought them in and I put a washcloth in the car because if I get some done, I get them done. If I don't, I'm not worried about them. And this is another basic washcloth that I'm doing. It's with the scraps from the leftover from the other washcloth. The uh, Hobby Lobby, I love this cotton. So I'm going to make that one, and I'm making it larger because I have enough left over. And I just keep this little bag tossed inside the car, or this one gets tossed in my purse, and I'm going to put another one and toss that one to just stay in the car because I like this one in my purse because if I go in and out of places and I have to sit a few minutes, I do have something with me. Now that I brought my socks in the house, they're finally getting some work done on them. And these are just made up pattern, and I'm using the Peyton's Croy. Let's see. The Peyton's Croy Socks FX in the Celestial Colors. So here's where I was the last time, and that's where I was since I brought it in the house. And I make my socks, what is it, concurrently. I work so far on one and so far on the other. So this is where I am on this one. And here's where I am on the other one. I have like an inch to go. I was right here. So I didn't too bad from bringing them in the house on Friday. I have like an inch to go and then the toe on this one. And I think I have 2 inches and then the toe. So I'll do another 2 inches on this one. Then I'll pick this one up and finish it off. Then I'll pick this one up and finish it off. So they should be done in the next couple days. And they stay in one of my other little bags that I like the long bags like this when I make them, because these I can just roll down like this. And I have a little bucket. And when I take it somewhere, if I'm going somewhere and I want to take a couple projects, like my husband has a treatment or something, I have a bigger bag that I carry to put my stuff in, and these will just roll down with that will roll down, and I have my hat in another bag that I was working on. And the last whip is my blanket. Oh, it comes out of the book. And it is the horseshoe throw, and I'm making out of the Dreamweaver's yarn and brown. And this is out of the Best of Creative Knitting October 2017. And I have put this down so I can get my my hat and my cowl and stuff made. So now that they're done, I can pick this one back up. But I did get a little bit of work done on it. I got about 2.5 inches more done on it. And remember, I am making it a lot bigger than what the pattern called for. So that's what I have done so far. So I get to pick this up this weekend and actually work on it again. They say if you can fold it, it's a blanket. Well, you can certainly fold this one several times. Okay, now for what I have left is my whips. I mean my, what I call my goodies. And I did go I don't know if I showed these before. I'll show them again anyway. The Burnett Handicrafter in cotton. I had a 60% off coupon, so I used it on this from Joann's. And I want to try this out to see how it compares to the Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, this cotton. And I did go to Hobby Lobby, and I picked up five more skeins of I love this cotton, because I can get at least 2 out with a little bit leftover. And what I'm going to do with all my leftovers, I'm going to make a scrappy washcloth. So I picked up Aqua Ombre, Lime Dot, Cotton Candy, Pastel, and Denims. Okay, that's all my cottons. Also at Joann's, and I use 60% off coupons. I bought 3 of these, and it is the Red Heart Super Saver and Ombre, and I got the Anthracite. I don't know. and it's black. I mean, it's not really black. It's grays, all different tones of gray, from dark gray to a light gray. And I saw a poncho I wanted to make out of this. They had hanging up. I bought 3 balls of that, and I have to get some more. Then I went to my local yarn shop, and it's called Flaming Ice Cube. And I finally found the Heritage Prints, and it's 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon by Cascade Yarns, and the colorway is number 53. It's the Christmas one. They had got another shipment in because when I went before, they were out. My first Christmas sock yarn. And the last thing, excuse me, the last thing is Knit Picks. Knit Picks had the sale that I think it was an additional 20% off. And I wanted to try the Felici. Sorry for the crumbling. And it comes in 50 ball skeins, and I got 2 of each one, and these were on like the discontinued one, and you still got the 20% off, because I'm like, that's great because I get to try them. This is the Special Reserve Knit Picks Felici and Sonoma Sunset. It's 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. And I picked up 2 of those because there are only 50-gram skeins. And then I picked up 2 of the Candy Shop. And 2 of the Spring Blooms. And that's all that I have for that. And I went to a store that we have here called Five Below. And I picked up a couple little stuffies that I like to decorate in my room. And they had llamas. They have llama plushies. So I have the black llama with the white face. And he has a black little blanket. And then I have the white llama with the white face, and he has a red blanket. And I just love them because I have all kinds of stuffies in my room, as you can see up here. There's another llama that I picked up another time. So I have llama, I have sheep, I have an alpaca. The alpaca is real, it's about like that. It's made out of real alpaca. So that's my little plushies to put up in my room, here in my craft room. And that's all that I have to share with you today. Thank you very much for watching my video. Bye.